I'm David Smith and this is the Derbyshire Heritage Project, and I'm talking to
Paul Whittaker.
And Paul, your earliest introduction to cricket?
My earliest introduction must be like most people, certainly my age, as playing in the backyard, in the back garden with parents, grandparents, cousins, uncles. Bat made out of a bit of wood and an old crate as the stumps.
Any of the family particularly good at that game, from your memories?
No, I think we were all interested, but none of my family that I know of actually played. I have got somebody a couple of generations back who played quite a few games for the railway.
Brilliant. And I know obviously you got into cricket with work. Tell us about that.
Yes, when I was working at Rolls Royce submarines, we had the social cricket. We played interdepartmental games there, just on an ad hoc basis on Darley Fields in an evening, and that was the precursor to 2020. We were playing it before the ECB even thought of it. Everybody would bowl 2 overs. If you scored 25 runs, you had to retire. So everybody got a chance to play. A lot of people had never played cricket before. We didn't have LBWs, so take the pressure off the umpire. If you bowled 3 wides in an over, that was it. Any more didn't count. So the batsman sometimes had to run several yards away from the wicket to try and hit the ball. But everybody enjoyed it, and then finished the game, down to the furnace for a drink. Best pint of mild in Derby when John Barnes used to keep it. And very often we go in there and it was quiz night. And on a couple of occasions we actually managed to win the quiz as well, which was another gallon of beer. So it was quite entertaining games.
I don't know a great deal about the Evening League. Tell us about that, because obviously Rolls Royce League extended a fair way.
Yes, there was the Rolls Royce Evening League, which was a lot more serious there, and there were generally quite a few club players playing in that. And we played 16 8-ball overs. The odds being that you less time wasted in the changeover between overs. And when I first started playing in that, I think there were 3 divisions and probably about 20 different teams, each team representing a different department or workshop within the company. We had 3 teams at Rainsway, the 1 in the manufacturing division and 2 at the Rolls Royce and Associates, as it was then. And we started out with the team at the manufacturing division where I was at the time, and we won the league. Well, we won our division and got promoted, and then we got promoted again. And at that time there was a competition. The top 3 teams in the first division and the winning team in the second division played in what they called the Kangaroo Cup. The trophy was presented to Rolls Royce by Qantas, and it was a kangaroo. And we came up against a very good side in there, and unfortunately we were heavily defeated, but we still had a good time. But for years when I was there, 2 or 3 years, there was a young lad, Gary Smith, who played for Ulverston and Bolton, very good player, and we were trying to encourage him to play. And eventually he decided he would come and play for us. Oh, great hopes for Gary. Yeah, we'll get some runs here. So I think Gary went in and batted at number 3. And patted a couple back. Then bowler bowled him a short ball. He went to pull it. Top edged it, went sailing up into the air. A chap there who got a pale coloured jumper and brown trousers on, fielding, ran to catch it. Thought, he's got no chance of that, and he caught it. And Gary comes storming off in his first match, having made a duck. I'm not playing this again. Caught by a bloke in brown trousers, back flung across the ground. Never played for us again. I think his ego had been really bashed by that. But unfortunately, the evening league has just seems to have withered when I finished playing just before I finished work at Rainsway.
How long were you with the Royces?
I was at Royces for almost 35 years.
And then you obviously went into playing club cricket as well.
Yes, yes.
In between Rolls Royce engagements. Who have you played for there?
I played a couple of years at Ulverston and Bolton before I went off to college, and then when I came back I played a few games for Spondon, and then I got a job when I was working Saturdays, so it's difficult to play. Then when I changed jobs and started working at Rolls Royce, I went back and played another couple of years at Spondon. But my wife isn't interested in cricket, so she wasn't very keen that I was going off playing cricket at the weekends. And I was introduced by a friend of ours who worked at the Derby Trader, and a friend from Derby Camera, there was a Derby Camera cricket team that then developed into a social team just played Sunday afternoons called Sunseekers.
An unusual name.
Yes, but we were usually fairly lucky, and we didn't get many games rained off. We played most games in the sunshine, and we played on Derby fields, on our home games, and played various away games. We did play one game we always played Loughborough Camera. That was a traditional fixture. It was how the Derby team started. We were challenged by Loughborough, and they played at Loughborough University. The captain of their side was at the university as a student, and one day they turned up for the game and they were one short. They said, so I think my roommate will come and play for us. I'll just go and fetch him. So off he went. Came back with this young lad from Sheffield to play. My mate's going to play for us, Sebco. So we played against Sebco, and try as we might, we could not manage to run him out.
But he was good on the boundary.
Yeah, I hope we didn't play very well, because our whole objective when he was batting was to run out Sebco. That was the thing we were concentrating on. So we were making sure there were lots of singles.
I think you might have even started the team, did you not, at college? Going back a bit further.
Yeah, when I went to college in the mid-70s, I was at a teacher training college in Scarborough. There were only about just over 300 students there altogether. Because we was concentrated on primary education, the majority were female. There was about 50 lads there, which was an attraction for quite a few of the lads actually picking that college to go to. And because there were so few men there, and cricket was in the summer when one year had their teaching practice, there was no cricket team there, and I was really mad keen on cricket. I said to somebody, "Oh, come on, let's get a team together and play." So we managed to get a team going, and we had 4 or 5 games there, which seemed to go down quite well. And we got the college authorities to actually cut us a pitch on our outfield. It wasn't a very good pitch, but at least we had a pitch that we could play on. We did have one game where we were playing away, and we turned up, and there was no opposition. Then somehow they'd made a complete mess of it. They'd arranged the game, and then forgotten that they'd arranged the game. So we turned up, nobody there. So, oh well, if you're there, you can just use the pitch. So we ended up having a 6-a-side game between ourselves. And my mum and dad had come up to visit me that weekend, and my dad ended up umpiring our 6-a-side game. Not a very good umpire. He turned down several of my LBW appeals.
Sadly, we all know when to retire. I think you might have a moment on that one.
Yes, my last game that I played in the evening league, I was a bowler and I wasn't very keen on batting, so despite whatever the skipper used to say, "Oh yeah, you haven't had a bat," I said, "Oh, I'll go in last man." So I was already padded up, and we were struggling, and the last but one wicket went down with about three overs and one ball to go, and we needed about 40 to win. Thought, well, our chances of getting this are fairly small. So I walked out. Thought, oh well, there's one ball. I'll just block this one, and then I'll go and have a chat with my mate and see what we're going to do. Are we going to have a slog or just try and get a red inker? And so the bowler ran in, nice ball on a length, just propped forward. I heard the death rattle behind me. So my last innings was bowled through the gate, first ball, middle stump. Never played again.
And that made you then a fairly familiar face at Derbyshire. Tell us about your recollections there.
Yeah, I first came to watch Derbyshire in 1966. May 66 when we played the West Indies, the beginning of the really great run of great West Indies side. Sobers, I think Nurse was playing, Basil Butcher was possibly playing. I'm not sure whether Wes Hall was playing for them or not. And I was already a fan then, and that really started me trying to get down as often as I could. And my regular birthday present was membership for Derbyshire.
And eventually retirement means we all have more time on our hands.
Yes, it means I can now get down to watch the entire championship game. It's much more difficult. When I was at work, I sometimes managed to get a day off or finish at lunchtime and come and watch the end of the play from lunch onwards. And whenever I could, I'd come down after work, finish about 4 o'clock. I'd usually get down and see most of the final session, which was unfortunate if you got a game that finished early and get down here and finally see a couple of overs, or I'm coming towards the ground and people are walking out, the game's finished. And such is life in cricket.
And supporting Derbyshire away, that has its peaks and lows.
It does, yes. The first away game I went to was in the promotion season, when I'd worked out that when we played Kent at Canterbury, that was likely to be, or could be, the game when we clinched promotion. Assuming, of course, that we won that game. Unfortunately, we didn't, but I had a really good time there, and I've started to go to away games now, and now I don't have to work. I can get to more games away, and it can still be a little difficult. My wife wants to go as well. We take our camper van, and she comes with me, but she's not interested in the cricket, so we can't really go to too many with her, but she usually finds something else to do during the day, and then we meet up in the evening. Although she did actually come down to the ground at Swansea this year, and I think began to understand the excitement and the cheering when Palladino and Olivier were blocking out for a draw for that last hour, when we all suddenly started to get interested and excited and thought, actually, we might save this game.
That might have been a struggling moment. What are your favourite memories of Derbyshire Cricket Club itself?
Favourite memories? 1981, that West final. Well, semi-final and final. I was here for the semi-final and for the final at Lords, and I went down to Lords with my friend Colston, who was the guy that started Sunseekers, and then we actually had a game the following day. I think we were both probably a little bit sore in the head when we got back after that. So it was a time when you could actually take some beer into the ground with you. So we got a carry keg of beer, and we took that with us. And then after the game, Colston dashed off to the nearest pub he could find and filled it up again. So we had another 4 pints of draft beer on the bus on the way home. The promotion season in 2012. Really enjoyed that, and I mentioned going to Kent, the away game, the home game here was one of the best games I think I've seen. That was a really exciting game. When we actually, the lunch interval was delayed on the final day because Derbyshire only needed something like 10 runs and still needed, when we played the extra 4 overs, we still needed about 8 when they played those extra 4 overs.
And we still had to go after lunch, I think.
We still had to go out after lunch and do it again, and Dan Redfern hit the winning runs, I think.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been told actually that Mark Turner, who was the last man in, spent most of the time when he was waiting to go in the toilet.
Favourite homegrown player?
Favourite homegrown player, Bob Taylor.
By a country mile.
Yes.
Good.
I think he's the best player I've ever seen play for Derbyshire.
And
Absolute professional. Couldn't be any better at what he did, keeping wicket. Batting wasn't very good, but he was there to keep wicket, not to bat. Apart from Bob, it's most of the fast bowlers. Rhodes, who was here when I first started watching, Ward, who came through, and then going on to people like Mike Hendrick, Devon Malcolm, Stan Mortensen, wonderful character. You could see how much he was trying, how much he was involved in the game, and continuing on to the sort of the quicker bowlers that we've got now. Tony Palladino, obviously he's not that quick now. Who was his mate in 2018? Tim Crunneveld. Good. Duane Olivier that we had this year. Wonderful bowler.
An overseas player. Most exciting.
Most exciting overseas player. The one that Chris Wilkins is a guy that I remember as the first player that came over. Of recent years, Duane Olivier I thought was wonderful this last season that's just gone. But Martin Guptill, when he was here, just beginning to get known as an international player, you see he was really trying, and he was talking to the players, and I remember him when he was opening the batting with Paul Borrington. Several times you could see him going down the wicket, talking to Paul, encouraging him, coaching him. I thought, and I was sitting in the crowd one day, it was a 2020 game, just down here with a concrete wall behind me, and Guptill hit a 6, which hit the wall full belt and rebounded about 10 yards onto the pitch before it actually pitched. I thought, this bloke's done off hit the ball hard. I'm glad I'm not trying to field it.
Hopes and fears for Derbyshire in the future?
I've always said I would like to see Derbyshire be county champions again. So that's my hope, that at some stage Derbyshire can be county champions. Perhaps more realistically getting into the first division. It'd be nice to get to finals day. It'd be nice to get to a one-day final, but I prefer championship cricket. It's got more to it than quick fire stuff, so I'd love Derbyshire to be in the first division and at least competitive in the first division.
Thank you, Paul. As a loyal supporter, thank you very much for talking to us.
Right, thank you very much.